In this video, we'll look at a hypothesis test that has two equal-sized samples with different variances. When samples have unequal variances, and sometimes when the sample sizes of the data are different, then the degrees of freedom are found using the Welch-Sattherhwaite formula. But luckily, Minitab will do this calculation for us, and we won't have to do it ourselves. So let's try an example. You want to buy a new air conditioning unit for your home. There are two well-known air conditioning companies in town that say they have the same average lifespan of the unit you want to purchase. We're going to test the claim at alpha equals 0.08. Assume unequal variance and use the Welch-Sattherhwaite equation to calculate the degrees of freedom we would use to test the claim given the following data. Company A has a sample size of 15, it has a sample mean of 14.8 and a sample standard deviation of 2.1. Company B has a sample size of 15, a sample mean of 15.7, and a sample standard deviation of 1.6. Our null hypothesis is that the means are equal, which means the alternative hypothesis says the means are not equal. This says we are looking for a two-tailed t-test. If we did the Welch-Sattherhwaite equation ourselves, these are the numbers we would use, which would come out to a calculation of 26.1572. When we're calculating degrees of freedom, we will round down. Notice that this says 26. Remember, we're going to go to Minitab to do this calculation for us, but I want you to see the two numbers will match. And Minitab will select Stat, Basic Statistics, Two Sample Test, and then Summarize Data. Let's jump over to Minitab so I can show you how to find our values. So in Minitab, we're going to go to Statistics, Basic Statistics, and then Two Sample T. Our next step is to say that we have summarized data, and then we're going to enter in the data from the problem. So Company A had a sample size of 15, it had a mean of 14.8, and a standard deviation of 2.1. Company B had a sample size of 15, a sample mean of 15.7, and a standard deviation of 1.6. Next, we want to go to the options. And this is where we enter our confidence. The confidence interval we were given is alpha equals 0.08, which says our confidence level is 92%. So we'll put in 92. Our hypothesized difference is 0, and the alternative is that they are different, so we can say OK. We'll hit OK one more time, and then we can scroll down to the bottom that has all of our information. So we can see our null hypothesis, our alternative hypothesis, our t-value, our degrees of freedom, and then our p-value. The degrees of freedom are the same as what we showed before when we were looking at the Welch-Sattherhwaite equation. And the important piece you want to take from here is the 0.198. The 0.198 helps with our conclusion because p, which we found to be 0.198, is greater than our alpha, which is 0.08. We do not reject the null hypothesis.